I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Costa?
Present.
Trustee Rogers? Present. Trustee Sweet?
Present.
Trustee Nasty-Turkey?
Present.
Trustee Darian?
Present.
Mayor Yurkovich?
Present. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Okay. All in favor? We don't have to, there's no amendments. So okay. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of January 25th, 2017 Village Board meeting?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? A little late. Motion carries. Reports and communications from the mayor and other officers. I'll start off. ComEd vegetation management activities. Within the next 3 months, ComEd will trim trees, branches, and vines that interfere or have the potential to interfere with power lines. In some cases, tree removal may be required. Maps of the affected areas are on file at the Village Hall. If you have any questions regarding the tree trimming process, please call 1-800-334-7661 and ask to speak with a ComEd vegetation management representative. That's all I have for right now. So those trustees, Trustee Sweet.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting for the Environment Committee. As a reminder, our Earth Day Arbor Day event is taking place on May 20th at Kono's Farm. We are working on some exciting new features to the program and anticipate having an expanded farm animal petting zoo. Volunteers are needed during the event, as well as for setup and cleanup. Student and community service hours will also be offered. Sponsorships are available, and to date, we would like to thank New Way Disposal, Crosstown Realtors, and Countryside Bank for their sponsorship. Planning for the 2017 Spring Parkway Tree Planting Program is underway. If you have had a tree removed in the parkway adjacent to your property and would like to be added to the waiting list or included in the tree planting program, please contact the Village Hall at 708-301-0632. And one final item, the Environment Committee has been discussing the next location for the Arbor Day tree planting, which usually takes place in April. One location that was suggested is Erin Hills Park and also Stonebridge Park, which has lost a few trees this past year. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Sweet. Trustee Rogers.
Public Safety Committee has been working with the Highway Commissioner and Will County in an effort to try to get permission from the county to clean up the intersection at Bell Road and Cathy. We've had a lot of people concerned about the sight lines there, and additionally the two roads going east from there. We had an engineering study done and the study came back and said that both of those areas need to be addressed with the sight lines. I had a couple phone calls today regarding the roads, and just wanted to emphasize that some of the roads are managed by Homer, by the township, some of them by the county, and some of them by the state. So to try to address concerns on 159th Street, there's not a lot that we can do there. So if they go to I'm pushing them to go to the Highway Department's website to look to see what roads are actually salted or maintained by the township. That concludes my report.
Excuse me, Trustee Rogers, what was Bell Road and what intersection?
Hadley?
Thank you.
And just get some coattails on this one. We have no control over 159th Street, so if it wasn't plowed, wasn't salted, it has nothing to do with the village at all. It has nothing to do with the township. That's strictly the state, and we can't override them. Same thing with Will County roads. So if any of the streets were screwed up, like Trustee Rogers said, go online and find out if it was a state, if it was county, because it wasn't the highway department. The highway department did what they were supposed to. With that, Trustee Costa.
Thank you, Mayor. Just briefly, a report for the
committee is working very hard on planning this year's fest, which is going to be the end of June again. Finalizing bands, activities, entertainment, the rental equipment, and that. So as we finalize this, we'll be bringing more to the public and to the board on the names of the bands and all the other activities we'll have. Once again, you know, the fest takes a lot of volunteers, so if you'd like to volunteer, especially if you're a high school student, you need community hours, contact the village hall or the township hall administration building. Get your name on the list, and you can get some great service time hours for the event, and certainly enjoy the weekend. Also, I'd like to do just mention the residents. I believe we brought this up maybe a year or so ago. It might have been Will County Sheriff's Police that brought this up. But been getting calls again. I know myself from two different, if you want to call them individuals, but I know residents are getting them again. With people on the phone saying that they're the IRS or that they've been hired by the IRS to collect debt. This is a scam. The IRS does not go out to a collection agency and look at your taxes. I had one particular one a couple of weeks ago that the gentleman on the other end got quite belligerent with me on the phone when I told him it was a scam. It seems like I've done 2 or 3 now in the past couple of months. If I let the phone go to voicemail, you don't get a voicemail. Well, if you answer it, let them say they're doing it real quick. Say, who are you trying to contact? Don't give them your name. Don't give them your address, especially. Don't say yes to anything. As soon as you say, first off, if you were IRS, when you call me, who are you looking for? Give me my, who are you looking for? And you usually get a click on the other end. But don't fall into that. With me, they told me to look at my taxes from 2009 to 2015. That I had a warrant sworn out for my arrest. They were going to take my driver's license away, and I owed $520, and I need to make restitution before. As soon as I said, well, what name is on the warrant, they hung up, and I haven't gotten a call in the last few weeks. So please don't fall into that. Don't give any information out, and just, take it for what it is. It's a scam. Thank you, Mayor.
One other thing too, they also have a scam going out. If they call you on the phone, they ask you, can you hear me? Just hang up the phone. Do not answer yes. The voice is recorded. Yeah, the voice is recorded, and then they start charging things to you because you said yes. So it's unfortunate that this stuff is happening, but at least if you get the heads up, it helps a little bit. Anything that's...
Can I add to that, Mayor?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hi, everybody. It is that time of year, just like Mike Costa and the mayor stated, tax season. So everybody and their brother is going to be calling, acting like the IRS, okay? We tried to get on the front end of it. I worked with Mike Mertens and the village to get it out. It's posted on the village website about the IRS scam. I'm going to go over some of it with you real quick, if I may. Somebody's going to call acting like an IRS agent. And like they stated, they're going to try and pressure you into giving them information. Don't give them your name. Don't give them any account information, social security information. It sounds like it would be common sense, but sometimes when people are pressured, they'll slip. Yeah, I'm so-and-so. Scam artists use various schemes and aggressive threats. They often say, and we've heard this from people, that sheriff's deputies are going to be waiting at your house in about a half hour if you don't give them account information, or if you're not willing to go to a store and have money put on like a gift card or a prepaid card to give them over the phone. Don't give them any information like that. We are not going to be at your door because of the IRS. Okay. The IRS is never going to call to demand immediate payment. They're going to mail you a bill first. Okay. They're never going to demand that you pay your taxes without the opportunity to question it or appeal the amount. Something to remember. Okay. They're never going to require you to use a specific payment method, like a prepaid debit card. Okay. They're never going to ask for credit card numbers, debit cards over the phone, okay? But these scam artists are. They're going to threaten to have you arrested, like I mentioned before. I'm not going to be showing up at your door over the IRS, okay? If you receive any phone call from fake IRS, hang up immediately, okay? Report the call to the Federal Trade Commission. Again, this is on the village website, but for those of you that want to, you can copy it down. It's www.ftc for Federal Trade Commission.gov, and it's in reference to the IRS phone scam. If you do owe taxes and you're just unsure about the whole phone call and everything, you can call the IRS at 800-829-1040. 800-829-1040. Before I move on to another scam, does anybody have any questions on that? Yes, sir.
Do you ever catch these people?
Yep, the feds deal with that. Like if somebody gets scammed locally, you call the sheriff's department, we'll come out, we'll take the initial report because the feds will look, they're gonna ask for the initial police report. Okay, so you get the information to us. If you deal with the phone call and you're really shook up over it, don't be afraid to call the sheriff's office, have a deputy show up. We'll work through it with you and figure out what happened, okay? Too often people say they don't want to bother the police. That's what we're paid for, okay? So if you ever have a question, don't be afraid to give us a shout, okay? Anything else before I move on? Sorry, I don't want to hold up the meeting too much, but there's a few scams, and Mike, you mentioned another one, or I think it was the mayor. This one's going to be out on the village website shortly. I just got the information today, and I'm going to work with Mike to get it out. This one's called the Can You Hear Me scam, okay? This one, consumers are reporting that they're receiving phone calls about vacation packages, cruises, warranties, other big ticket items. No surprise, I think we've all probably got those phone calls in the past. Here's how it works. You get a call from someone who almost immediately asks, can you hear me? Get you to answer yes, okay? Which most people instinctively do, okay? What may be happening, however, is the conversation can be recorded and your yes answer can later be edited to make it sound like you authorized a major purchase, okay? Don't be a victim, just hang up. Screen all your calls. Don't answer unfamiliar numbers. All of us have caller ID, be it on our cell phone, on our landline. Hey, if it's somebody who knows you or if it's important, they're going to leave a message, right? So don't think you have to answer every single phone call. Regularly check your bank or credit card statements and phone bills for unauthorized charges. Okay. And report any suspicious calls, including the phone number. And then here's another website, okay? And again, we're going to get this posted on the village website. But it's BBB for Better Business Bureau.org/scam tracker, okay? And there's also the do not call register. Is everybody familiar with that? With the do not call registry that you can get on? And that's it, the 3 W's.donotcall.gov. Yes, ma'am?
How long does that last for?
The do not call? I'd have to double check, I don't know. Does anybody know offhand how long that lasts for? Yeah, my wife said the same thing. She's getting calls and she re-registers us, okay?
I think it's like 5 years or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I've been up here for quite a while, you guys. I'm trying to prevent the problems before they happen. The last thing, just to remember a few little tips. Offers too good to be true, they usually are, right? Never give out your personal information over the phone. If a caller asks you to pay for an offer in advance or ask for your social security number, tell them you don't give out the personal information over the phone. They can mail it to you. And then lastly, remember, legitimate telemarketers aren't going to be turned off if you use these techniques. Be educated, okay? I mean, if it's somebody who's a criminal, they're going to end up hanging up on you if you don't hang up on them first, if you don't give out any information, because they'll become frustrated. Lastly, I'd like to say the Sheriff's Department meets with senior citizen groups 3 times a month, every single month, and we go over these scams to make sure that they are not victims of the scams, okay? Before I sit down, does anybody have anything? Anybody on the board?
Well, just one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Just so you understand, it's not just Homer Glen, it's throughout the country.
Yes.
And actually, the one that says, I'm trying to adjust my headset, it's not a person. It's just like a robot talking to you, and it does sound like you're talking to a person, but just to get a little giggle, just call them an a-hole, and they just keep on talking and doing whatever they want to do. So, you know that it's not anyone at the other end. They're just trying to, that's what they are. So.
Hey, thanks to the board for letting me take that amount of time to explain this, because we'd rather prevent the crime than to have to respond to it. But again, if there's anything comes up suspicious, don't be afraid to call us, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Trustee Turkey.
After that, no. Nothing to report.
Trustee Perry.
No report, Mayor.
Okay. Do we have a report from the treasurer? No treasury report. Village clerk?
No, I'm still out there.
All right. Village attorney?
Speechless, Your Honor.
Public safety official, we already had Jim talk. Do we have anyone else here? No mic tonight? Okay. Village manager?
Just a quick update, track on what Trustee Spees had said. We had received bids in for our tree replacement program. If there's residents, we'll be bringing them before the board at next board meeting. But if there's residents that want to be on our tree replacement program, please call the village. We'll get you on the list and see if we can get you on either this season in spring or fall coming up.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Next is public comment. If you could keep your remarks to 3 minutes, we would appreciate it. And the first one to speak is John Novick.
Good evening. Just want to let you know that the Chicago Auto Show starts this weekend. And if it's anything like the Los Angeles Auto Show last month, you'll probably see a couple of dozen new models of electric vehicles. The entire automotive industry is going electric. And at a Planning Commission workshop back in November, the question came up about how do you support electric vehicles charging stations? And at that time, the CMAP people who were conducting the workshop said that right now it tends to be voluntary, and there are some zoning ordinances out on the West Coast. I would like to suggest an update to the Homer Glen building code. And what I would like to suggest is that Homer Glen residential construction and major residential remodeling projects have the provision for installing electric vehicle charging stations. Now, why would I propose that? Well, first of all, based upon what CMAP says, this would definitely separate us from the rest of the communities in the area. Much like the lighting ordinance resulted in a nationwide exposure for the village, this requirement would demonstrate the progressive nature of Homer Glen. Now, what kind of financial impact are we talking about for new home construction? Well, typically, to develop the infrastructure for charging stations, you need a dedicated 208, 240 line pulled from the box to the point of service. And then there are the plugs and connectors and all the various pieces of equipment to make it work. And those usually run from hundreds of dollars to a couple of $1,000s. You know, as I indicated, there's already municipalities that have ordinances talking about supporting electric vehicle charging station infrastructures. Out on the West Coast, for example, the California initiative called CalGreen requires right now almost all the municipalities to have that capability in their building ordinances. Now, when you look at the ordinances, what does it include? Well, basically the ordinances for developing the infrastructure require only the dedicated 208, 240 volt line from the box to the point of service. No exotic connectors, no special plugs. So we're just talking about implementing in a building code just a requirement for a point-to-point line. So with relatively minimal investments in labor and time, I think the village of Homer Glen could establish a precedent for demonstrating the support of the viability of electric vehicles. An update to the building code would really make just a minor impact in the overall cost of any new residential construction. And I believe that by requiring all new residences to have the infrastructure for supporting electric vehicle charging stations is just another facet of our vision of community, nature, and harmony, and will again generate positive feedback within the region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Next is Lynn McGarry.
Hello, Lynn McGarry from the Homer Glen Area Chamber of Commerce, just for the first time to remind you to save the date for 2017 State of the Village Address at Donalfo's on March 15th, that's Wednesday. Please join us for lunch and to listen to our very funny mayor. Thank you.
Sometimes you just gotta say it like it is. Okay. Next, is there a motion to approve the attached proclamation designated February 20th as Eugene Eugenia Len's stay in the village of Homer Glen in honor of her 100th birthday.
So moved.
I'll second.
Trustee Costa, trustee Trichy. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Varian?
Aye.
Trustee Nathy?
Aye.
You can sit there if you want. You don't have to.
You want us to do it up here?
It's whatever's comfortable for you.
You want to walk up there or you want to wait? No, we'll make. Okay. Yes, I do. Okay.
Make sure she's.
Well, make sure she's looking like this. I can get up.
No, Jane, you're gonna get up.
You want to stand here so you can,
Yeah.
this isn't moving anywhere.
Okay.
Okay. Designation of February 20th, 2017 is your day. Whereas Eugenia Lenz was born on February 20th, 1917 in Chicago, Illinois, and whereas Eugenia married her husband Benedict in 1950, they raised their daughter Mary, who later married Mark. They expanded the family by adding 2 grandchildren, Sarah, married to Russ, and Stephen. And whereas Eugenia loved being a wife to Benedict for 49 and a half years, God bless you, and enjoys being a mom and a grandmother. She is very proud of her grandchildren and loves to spend time with both of them. And whereas Eugenia is proud of her 10 years she spent as a secretary to the plant manager for General Mills, and whereas, there's a lot of whereases here. Eugenia enjoys reading and knitting, which resulted in some lovely gifts for family and friends. And whereas Eugenia has a wonderful caregiver named Teresa, who for the past 2 years has been her constant companion as they spend their time together watching TV and reading. And whereas Eugenia is turning 100 on February 20th and is celebrating her special day with family and friends. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Mayor and the Board of Trustees of the Village of Homer Glen that Monday, February 20th, 2017 is designated as Eugenia Lenz Day in the Village of Homer Glen, Will County, Illinois, in honor of Mrs. Lenz's long and happy life. Dated this 20th day of February, which is not yet, but it will
Thank
be.
you.
2017. This will be your special day. I'm gonna get this. And then,
I love the picture.
you gotta get some pictures with you now. Thank you. Thank you again. And
Thank you.
one of the special ones.
Thank you.
Here you go. Goes back in the
I can't hear you. Okay. She said if you need anything from the village to call. Oh, the mayor, I will. Thank you. You got a personal, right. Thank you much.
You're welcome. Okay, next, is there a motion to approve GRI's November invoices for professional services relating to the Master Park Development Plan for the Village's Heritage Park in the amount of $7,549.50? So moved. Trustee Costa?
I'll second.
Trustee Squeeze, any discussion?
These are up through just November, correct?
Any other discussion? Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Nice-Petrosky?
Aye.
Trustee Barry?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Costa?
Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the amount of $39,037.40 to be paid to the Northern Will County Water Agency for the Village of Homer Glen's portion of the Northern Will County Water Agency's biannual budget for fiscal year 2017? It is understood that the Village of Bolingbrook, Lamont, Romeoville, and Woodridge will pay for the remaining $150,962.60. Need a motion?
Second.
Trustee Costa, Trustee Berrien, any discussion? So everyone does know what this is all about. Illinois American water rates are still going through the roof. They just got another raise. We don't have any contract rate with them, so we're kind of at the mercy of Illinois American. That is why years ago the village decided to have a suit to at least help control it. So this is just a payment to the lawyers because it's still going through court. It did have one section of the suit that came in our favor. They're going over right now to see what they can do, if it's possible they can reverse it. We don't know yet. But without trying to do what we're doing here, then we're completely under their control. So this is one way of trying. If we do get the line, which I do believe we will, then, I apologize. If we do get the line, then what happens is whatever the line costs goes under a different kind of a loan, and everything that we pay in lawyer fees we get back in the village. So we are trying.
Just to clarify though, this isn't the legal fees. Mike, can you maybe, this is our prorated share.
This is a prorated share of projected legal fees for this coming year.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is,
It's like a budget we have to prepay.
right, but I'm saying this isn't what we spent. This isn't something that will be in the bill for us. Budget item.
Okay, this is strictly legal fees for what we've got. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Barry?
Aye.
Trustee Nice-Petrosky?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 4, is there a motion to approve the village's 2017 Will County Governmental League membership dues in the amount of $16,987.82?
I so move.
Trustee Sweets. Second. Trustee Costa. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
I think maybe just to explain that the Will County Governmental League does help us obtain grants. They work on intersection grants and things like that. So it's not just a membership.
It's for their help to help us get some of the grants that have paid for some of the parks. So it's going for their help. So could you please call roll?
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Nice-Petrosky?
Aye.
Trustee Barry?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the mayor and the village board standard operating procedure number 13, media communications policy?
I so move.
Trustee Sweet,
I'll second.
trustee Trivey, any discussion?
Just a quick question on the archive. That's something that is mandatory, right? If we're going to engage in social media activity. Correct. That's not an elective expense, that's a necessary expense.
Correct.
Any other discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Barry?
Aye.
Trustee Nancy
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 6, is there a motion to approve the mayor and the village board standard operating procedure number 14, debt management policy? So moved. Trustee Costa,
I'll second.
trustee Suisse. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Nancy
Aye.
Trustee Barry?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet? Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Costa?
Aye. Motion carries. Next, is there a motion to approve ordinance 17-003, an ordinance authorizing the placement of a traffic control stop sign at the northwest corner of the intersection of 167th Street and Pine Hill Drive?
So moved.
Trustee Rogers?
I'll second.
Trustee Suisse? Discussion?
This is something that was brought up at Public Safety. It appears, there's, I don't have the proof, but it seems like there was at some point a stop sign here that disappeared and was only just recently brought to our attention, but stop sign hasn't been here for quite a while. And it definitely needs it. I don't know if anybody had a chance to drive it, but it's a blind spot there. And as I said, it is of the opinion of some of the board members, or some of the committee members, that there was a sign here at one point and somebody took it out.
So this one's just a replacement.
It is, it's a replacement, but Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, we don't have like solid proof that we installed.
We have no record of a sign being mandatory being at that location, so this is just the process to put a new sign up there.
It was some of the committee members' recollection that they had seen a sign there in the past.
Okay. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Barry?
Aye.
Trustee Nancy
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there any old business? Is there any new business? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second.
Madam Clerk? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Aye. Meeting's adjourned.